Until the latest of our world conflicts, the United States had no armaments industry. American makers of plowshares could, with time and as required, make swords as well. But we can no longer risk emergency improvisation of national defense. We have been compelled to create a permanent armaments industry of vast proportions. Added to this, 3.5 million men and women are directly engaged in the defense establishment. We annually spend on military security alone more than the net income of all United States corporations. Now, this conjunction of an immense military establishment and a large arms industry is new in the American experience. The total influence, economic, political, even spiritual, is felt in every city, every state house, every office of the federal government. We recognize the imperative need for this development, yet we must not fail to comprehend its grave implications. Our toil, resources, and livelihood are all involved. So is the very structure of our society. In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex. The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist. We must never let the weight of this combination endanger our liberties or democratic processes.
Lasers sound like the stuff of science fiction, right? Sound completely unbelievable. How could our military possibly be using those in future warfare? Guess what? We've just had a recent breakthrough, more great test results that are making lasers a reality. So it's called Athena. Lockheed Martin makes it, and they've been doing a lot of the pioneering in this laser field. Now, what's really exciting about it is that it's so hard to harness that much power and make it compact enough that it's actually going to make practical sense downrange. And they've proven that they can do that. Recently, they tested it against 5 moving drones, so realistic drones that they might go up against with, enemy forces might send against us, for example, or terrorists might send against us. And it successfully shot down all 5 of the drones. This is huge news because it means that in a realistic, practical setting, it's looking very promising. So it could be ready to field quite soon. So when you see the movies or you look at comic books or television shows, when you see laser weapons, they tend to be a color, right? Red or green or something like that. Real lasers, one of the key advantages that they provide is that they are invisible. You actually can't see them. You just see this damage suddenly starting to blow something up. So if we take a look now at what the Athena did to a truck. So we're looking at a truck engine, and the Athena within seconds was able to beam right in there, heat the whole thing up, and burn through the engine of this vehicle. So if you can imagine if you were in that vehicle, all of a sudden, this hole would start appearing in your engine, and the whole thing would just disappear. That's what these lasers do. Now, there's some other key advantages that we should mention. Let me give you 3 of them. 1, unlimited ammo. As long as we have power, we have an unlimited magazine. And downrange, of course, having unlimited ammo can be a huge advantage. 2nd, it's silent. We don't give the enemy any advance warning that it's coming. And then the 3rd one I wanted to touch on is that it travels at the speed of light. So not only are we delivering powerful, decisive effects, lethality, we're also doing it so rapidly they don't know what hit them. So if you could circle back to that example of being in the car again, that would happen so instantaneously, within seconds, you truly would have no idea what was happening. It would just suddenly start disintegrating, right? So what can we use these against? So we talked about the vehicle a bit. We talked about how Athena has just proven itself against drones. But in the real world application, our forces could use it against the drones. We could use it against aircraft. We could use it against vehicles on the ground, like we mentioned. We could also use it against fast attack boats. And in fact, Athena's sibling, Adam, a couple years ago proved that it could eliminate these fast attack boats. So if you imagine boats start trying to swarm one of our ships, not a problem for this laser. Burns right through the hull. As you can see right there, it's burning right through the hull. I'm incredibly excited about this news, this great news about the successful testing of Athena, because it means that we'll be putting these powerful weapons soon. We could put them in the hands of our warfighters and give them even more powerful weaponry to keep themselves safe and also to deliver the effects that we need. They can be used, laser weapons can be used offensively and of course defensively too, to help protect our homeland. Think of our airports that might be under threat from enemy drones. They could be used to protect we could use them statically and used to protect our airports. They could be used to protect our power grid, our nuclear plants. So there's lots of different exciting applications for this technology. It is no longer science fiction, but science fact.
So the recent California fires are very strange and suspect, to say the least. We have specific areas being burned, like energy was being directed at certain things. In drone footage of the aftermath, we see houses completely obliterated and turned to ash while the surrounding landscapes and trees are totally fine. Here is a clip courtesy of Serbian Conspiracy. I'll put a link in the description. You'll notice here that stores and restaurants are wiped out while other things are still in perfect shape. Other buildings are fine, trees are untouched, but specific structures are just devastated. You gotta ask yourself, what's up with that? How did the fires get to these certain buildings but the surrounding areas, including the parking lot, look normal? Is this the result of direct energy weapons? Ranged weapons that inflict damage on a target by emitting highly focused energy? The answer is most likely yes, but most people believe that these kind of weapons are just science fiction, due to movies like Austin Powers, for instance.
Speak softly, but carry a big stick. These are the words of President Roosevelt that have guided many world nations' diplomacy. But with Hezbollah to the north and Hamas to the south, Israel is swapping out the stick for something a little bit more high-tech. And it'll completely change the face of war as we know it. Now, lasers have long since captivated the imagination of futurists and sci-fi writers worldwide. But thanks to new Israeli technology 10 years in the making, high-energy laser beams capable of intercepting rockets and missiles are now making their debut in the field. Defense Minister Naftali Bennett says that the laser sword makes Israel's security apparatus more lethal, more powerful, and more advanced than ever before. Previous attempts to create such lasers have all apparently failed to produce good results, but this breakthrough defense combines multiple long-range lasers into one strong beam, and it can be focused on long-range targets while overcoming clouds, dust storms, and other disturbances. Finally, best of all, officials explained that while missile interceptors, like even the Iron Dome, can run out, this system is never ending as long as you have electricity.
That's crazy!
In today's theater of operations, there is a constant rise in threats against the U.S. and allied military assets and personnel. The need to counter weapons such as ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, and hypersonic technologies with directed energy applications is urgent. Our military needs the capability to generate high energy levels of electric power quickly that can both power and cool directed energy weapons systems. Honeywell's leading-edge systems provide high power, thermal management, and energy storage. We have decades of proven experience on both military and commercial platforms across all domains: sea, air, land, and space. Our industry-leading power generation systems range from the single kilowatt to a 1 megawatt. The high power capabilities of our unique products and small form factors are ideal for directed energy applications. We've carefully crafted our technology to operate with minimal recharge times and deep magazines to defeat swarming UAVs and larger threats that require higher power on target. Using our proprietary warfighter mission modeling and simulation tools, we work with our customers to define architectures, identify system trades, and customize solutions for cost, size, weight, and power requirements. Our warfighters require highly accurate pointing and stabilization systems to effectively aim and defeat, and they are employed in over 90% of U.S. military platforms today. As warfare continues to evolve, so do we. Honeywell is committed to equip our military with the tools they need to respond to threats, both present and future.
A haunting but mesmerizing scene from the wildfires in Sonoma County. A man came across this tree burning from the inside out. Matthew McDermott was driving around looking for escape routes as multiple fires closed in on the area he was in. The tree appears to be hollowed out by embers and flames.
UK Dragonfire is an MOD and DSTL and UK industry program to demonstrate the capability of a laser-directed energy weapon system for the self-protection of land, maritime and air platforms. It's funded by innovation funding and is at the leading edge, not just of technology, but in demonstrating the end-to-end capability and inform the UK's future procurement decisions.